Good morning, everyone. So we're going to start with a very simple exercise. Sponsor, in break ice and so first exercise in that we find also to just understand each other through art. And what I want you guys to do is to draw this thing within the next 2 minutes. 2 minutes to go chapo. Now, but you tell me, 2 minutes as fast as possible. Basically, what I'm trying to say, you see, it's very accurate. But you tell me, my chapel in the same. Come on, you are down on yourself. Tell to go, get as much of it as possible, and then come on, one to one, man. Umemaliza kuchora? Tumia chako. Umemaliza kuchora? Stani tumia chako. Kwisha? I think now but yet 10 more seconds. Oh. 10. Just put in a mkono yako. Put in a mkono tu hivi. Ukipata picha ndio unaiona. Mimi sijaona mangi hapo. Na ndio unamjua mangi yule. Where is the mangi? Aya, umeruka test ya mwenzako. Ameweka mangi. Angalia to the proportions, come on, of course, go at least. Come on, unaweza change the whole picture, it's okay. Stop, songa. Listen, you can change the whole picture, come on, you're allowed to change the whole picture. Hapo tu kama unaona mtu ambaye ifute tu hapo na uendelee tu hapo. Kama iko fantastic unaweza tukana cheka nayo. Unaipatia light and shadow. Give it light and shadow. To see light and shadow, squeeze your eyes kidogo, finya macho. Finya macho. Stop, twende. Songa. Mbele. Ready? Hapo unaangalia hiyo picha tena. If you don't like it, unaweza ikuta, unaweza ianza tena. It doesn't matter. By now, the person who alianzisha ajui nini inaendelea tu. What kind of nuts? Tukirudi round na mwambia CB. Haiwezi kuwa completely perfect. So wewe mwenyewe unaweza ongeza what do you think ina lack kwa hiyo picture ama what do you think inaweza ongeza picha hii. Light and shadow, squeeze your eyes. Finya macho uangalie light and shadow. The shadows become more pronounced when you squeeze your eyes now like finya macho. Ready? Stop. Ready. Twende. If you feel it's not good, hapo kama unataka ifute yote. Mtanipatia hizo karatasi zenu. Put it here. Put yote hapa. And then tutaframe and then we take a tea break and then we come back to session number 2. Tea bure by the way. Leteni ukimaliza wewe hapa. Tokea hapa. You can go wash your hands to coaching. No, we're supposed to. Remember to write your name. Come on, Gina. Charcoal, come on, running stomach. helps in running stomachs.
Peterson amesema nikusalimie na pole, angetokea yuko class leo na anaogopa kutoroka shule siku hizi.
Ameenda shida sana. Na lecture moja huko mkuu.
Sasa ile naenda kupiga ukispray na useless.
Makosa ni mwenye kuspray au mwenye
nimepiga. Au uliambiwa na daktari usipige. Spray ndio unaogopa.
Anymore?
Welcome to the first edition of Artist to Artist. This is the very first session that we're having. We hope to have very many more, one a month, so look out. So if you haven't written your email and given us your phone number, make sure you do so during the break. So today our host is Patrick Mukabi, aka Panye, as you guys know him as. So before I open the floor to Patrick, I would like to call upon, how do I introduce myself? I'm Koi Wanyoike with Kuona Trust. And I'd like to call on the director of Kuona Trust, Sylvia, to just say a few things about what we envisioned when we came up with this forum, and then maybe from there then you can carry on with Panye. So Karibuni. Hi guys, how are you?
Welcome to Artist, a program for artists actually. We didn't really want it to be a Kuona program. We want it to be a program that is owned by you guys, by the artists. What we realized is artists don't talk to each other, especially if you're practicing at the Go Down or at Kuona or anywhere else, we're not discussing important issues around the arts. Is this true or not? We're the only ones who realize this. Yeah? We're not really having critical conversations outside of what do you do and whose work is this. We're not critiquing each other's work. We're not talking about the current situation with government and visual artists and the problems that we face as artists and the good things that we face as artists. And it's the beginning of mentoring each other also, isn't it? We don't visit each other's spaces. If you don't come to Kuona, or if you come to Kuona, do we come back to where you guys are working from? For instance, Panye's been here. How long, Panye, now?
5 months.
4 months?
5
months? How many been here before? Just a show of hands. So it's a new space for most of us, isn't it? It's a bit of a shame because I used to visit Panye when he was in the Go Down. Why couldn't I come visit him here? It's because it's outside of my comfort zone or I'm not used to. And I was telling Tom, and Tom was telling me actually that this is part of your process, visiting other people's spaces, the conversations that you have within other people's spaces. Today I've met some new artists that I've never met before or I haven't talked to before. And the idea was that if we come to these spaces, we get to see and talk and hear about how other people are doing what they do best. What is the real situation on the ground for artists? Just very open, candid, generous conversations that are run by artists. So the role of Kuona Trust really is to organize these sessions. And when we say organize, it's really the logistics. We're not on the forefront. Yeah? We're not the ones telling you what we will talk about. It will really have to come out of this session. We will not always be doing it at Panye's. The idea for this is that we will visit other people's workspaces. So there'll be a program that will be rolled out, so maybe the next time we'll go to someone else's space. Paul Oditi has offered his space. The next one is Beatrice in Njoroge, I think. We also have Peter Santamwati. So the idea is that we can go and see how artists are operating and working within their own art space. Does that sound interesting and exciting for you guys? Because it's one thing that we can organize this. It's another thing that it needs to make sense to you. Yeah? You think that it's something that you'd be willing and wanting to do. Okay? Kanye's session is facilitated and organized by him. He will walk us through it. So you wouldn't be hearing our voices very much unless it's, the important things that Koi needs to say or the other. The artist will take charge of each session. If you're an artist here and you'd like people to come and visit you or see the space that you work in, let us know because we'd like to add you on this calendar. Yeah. If you want to host one of these, it's fine. We're happy for that. Let us know so that we can organize it also. You're supposed to take back, but not sit and listen, but also contribute. Okay? Contribute, and let's respect this space also. This is someone's working space. Let's respect it. So Panye, maybe you'll walk us through what respect means to you. But we're at your home, so let us know how you want us to deal with that also. Okay. If there are any suggestions, please let us know at the end of the session. We'd be happy to take that back with us and put it into account for the next ones. Okay. If you have any bright ideas for us, we don't say that we're the best at what we do, but we're just trying. We're trying to build this culture of mentorship, a culture of communication, and who knows what will come out of this, who knows, yeah. So it's not like we have a great purpose and aim at the end, we're just really starting to build this community together, okay? But thank you all, thank you for coming, and we're looking forward to many, many more of these.
Patrick Mukabi, artist for the last 17 to 18 years. I think so, to come here. Just enough to become 69, 1969 October. By the way, it's like it's a nice so it means that I was born in Nairobi, Nairobi Hospital. Nairobi Hospital. So basically, grew up Nairobi, now Mombasa. Mombasa man kunaitwa Kizingo. So basically, primary school mostly Nairobi. Nilikuwa nursery school nini. This opposite the mortuary, the church up. St. Andrews. That's where I went from nursery. In Mombasa, I went to a school, a Catholic school named Loreto Convent. And in that class, in that school, we were using art as a means to learn English. So every Monday morning, we would do a small picture on a A5 paper, and then you write a composition about it. So every Monday morning was very nice with drawing, painting, a lot of painting in the classroom, charcoal, continue a lot of pencil work. And then after you do the drawing, the teacher sees the drawing, and then you do a small composition, almost the same size. You learn English. You learn English from your drawing, what you did over the weekend. And then of course the school itself, which is Catholic, had a lot of images from the Vatican, reproductions of paintings. It had also stained glasses, saints. In the church, the Catholic Church here in Mombasa has got a lot of figurative stained glass. So one of the outside Mombasa. So basically, I have money art in the So when we moved back to Nairobi from one again, I was very lucky to go to a private school, area boys, where the art room was made accessible to anyone. So I stayed there for 1 year, and then I moved to Sylvia High School. Sylvia High School. You know some people from there. In Sylvia High School again, they have a very big art room, very big. And the teacher, Sylvia Gichia found out to very rough kids. So the teacher told us, instead of becoming rough outside there, My art room is open from 8 till 3:20. We always use the. If you run away from math, we get go class yake. If you're running away from any subject you offended, you go there. If there's a football match, what you want to begin in your art. You see. So and then he also makes sure the supplies are always there. He's called Mr. Musumu. Right now he's a graphic designer. He's got his own company up Kuona Street. So he's the one who encouraged us to come in. So I started saying when I grow up I want to become an artist. So we're still waiting for the graduation. So my work basically, when you work, under the human figure, I work with the human figure. I like drawing people, the way they sit, they pose, the way they walk, the way they stand, and try and capture to light, shadow, to come the way the shadow and fall on the board. So don't think I'm winking at you. I'm looking for light and shadows out. I'm just looking for the light and shadow. And that's how you get to capture people, just using light and shadow. And then of course, I paint things I said, draw. I do a lot of sketches between here, home, mama, and I put in there. I try and do a lot of sketches. With Nania, Tom, this is Tom. Tom, we met very many years ago when we were still human beings. And with him, we've done a lot of projects for Moja, both public projects, through Kuona Trust, through the National Museum, and through the Godown projects. So also my life has been involved in, like in the museum, we used to do once a week with actors, musicians, train kids coming to tour the museum. It's just, instead of seeing the animals, the history of animals and history of Kenya, we're also having theater and finish with art. They draw or they do an art piece. And from there, that's how I developed some of the programs to me, like working with charcoal in layers, drawing with ink and bleach. Because during such programs, sometimes we find you're expecting 100 kids to come, but unakuta wako 200. The material will go at kumi. So you start thinking of how to create artworks and how to do it. So when the TV show, ilikuja just because I could do something in front of the producer. The producer, when they were doing interviews for artists to come and teach them, they were just told, what can you make? Camera make what can you make? And I took the makaa that was outside there where they choma takataka, and then I came and do a piece. The next day they just called me and said, you got the part. So things like that in projects. Other projects we did with Tom, a very long one called the Billboard Project. Billboard Project involved, the idea is of an artist called René Klarenbeek from Holland, and he wanted a painting to live like you know, inazaliwa leo and then inaweza see inaenda kwa prison. You say ikienda kwa museum, it looks like it's in a prison. It stays there forever. So we prefer to do work that is very current and also disappears just like you. And he used to say, how do you know you have your grandfather existed? It's because you were there. Come here, and the paintings came from the people. So the first one we did in Kuapa, after just the American embassy, we did a camp walk, and we stayed for three months. 3 months, every night from 6 p.m. to midnight, we do a painting on the wall. It was 3 by 3 meters big, and the paintings, all the ideas, the people don't want to play. The ideas. So in the morning, we are out there asking for a story. Who's got a story? Everybody story. And then the night, we paint it. In the morning, people see the painting like a newspaper. And then at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, we are inviting people again to write a note about that painting. And we stick it on the wall again. So the subjects ranged from, I remember that time there was teacher strike in Paneo, and they came there also to the police were told to tear gas. And then it was just after the bomb blast, so we did a lot of stories about it. People lost friends there, about terrorism. And then we did, of course, Nairobi nightlife. How people behave in Nairobi, in the matatus. Some people mend him, anauza mende, mwingine alisema anataka dawa ya mende.
Around the same time when cop shot there.
Yeah, Jordan player was killed. Remember Jordan? Yeah, it was the same time. And is it the mom who brought the story?
Yeah, the mom brought the story.
Yeah. The mom brought the story, and then we did a portrait of Jordan, and then we wrote a story kind of about it, and then again we divided people. Some people will put on stories like, my lawyer alipewa pesa hajanilipa, na mimi nataka pesa yangu. So before mtu akileta story about somebody else, we approached mtu mwingine pia. We had a team from Nairobi na Madara United, kazi yao ilikuwa research behind the stories. So they used to go and look for the lawyer and tell him, we are going to do this story kwa ile billboard pale town. Kama uko na side yako tuambie kabla tuiweke. Akikataa tunaweka hiyo side. So some people used to come later on and anataka kuweka side yake. Some people tunaweka both of them together. We met a guy, he said he was the first street boy in Nairobi. Very old man. First street boy kabisa. He was living hapo Mali into Mapera. Mapera used to be a slum hapo karibu na State House. Mali there's a new road inapita hapo nyuma. And he used to live there. Yeye alisema anataka job na bibi. So wrote his CV yake hapo, and then the wife and the telephone number. Nakuja kutuambia I got a wife. Job alitika alipata. But he disappeared. So it was a project to show the public how art can be about you, it can be about things that are happening now. On see kitu ile kwa museum na feature, and then we went and did now later on me and Tom we went to do Mombasa. Going into our images in transit with Nairobi. Ni ile go down the train. They train some people from disadvantaged areas to become graphic designers, web designers. And this the organization that's here will join with them, we are part of that with them. So here they are also training people how to do web design, anything graphical. So in Mombasa again, the usual topics, what happens with the beach boys who go, what happens with the tourists, terrorism. We did a portrait of Osama, police were kuja wakaifuta. There was almost a riot there, so around 11 o'clock, the police came moja akavaa overall akapanda juu ya billboard akapaint yote brown. Yote kabisa. Using ile paint. Ilikuwa ile other coat ya some sheep zile na sheep isioze. That way the billboard pia inakuwa secure more. And then when they left tukaenda hapo chini kaandika today's painting is by the police. But from then on walikuwa wanakuja every night before we start to paint wanakuja tuone picha ile mtachora. And then they park there the whole night. Sana it was a free security. Wakiondoka tuna adjust kidogo. So that was a good project. And then later on I went and did it in Holland for a month. And that also gave me an idea that sometimes you take for granted in some places. They're very important. So like the billboard Luko was very boring. We don't have time to smama here. We don't have to work with people. But here it's more interactive. And then we also did refugee camps. When the refugee camps to Kuona into another organization into Nairobi Trust, we worked with almost 600 refugees painting. We took the paintings for exhibitions in Holland. And many children, children's homes, orphanages. That one has been very constant. Just nimetoka Lamu na Abdala pale. We did with those are orphans, and some of them are just children whose family dysfunction. I remember there's an artist that looked at you came to our children's home and Shangilia. Because we saw I went to Shangilia. We went to Shangilia and did some drawings again using red soil and charcoal. With this artist in Arabia, from then on, Makayote kwa hii children's home walikuwa na feature fulani. Alianza kuchora because they couldn't get paint for him. And now he's a full-time artist. With Kuona, we find a lot of residencies and workshops, 2 week workshops to come as visiting artists. Mimi mwenyewe nimeenda about 23 countries. Again, workshops. And some of them we come out, we go for workshops, for a residency program to teach, sometimes we want to learn something, or just to work with other artists. We went to the UK being a Microsoft, we were doing the Commonwealth Games. And the Commonwealth Games, just before it starts, is a 2 months of art and culture, and then the sports takes over. So we went and did something like that. In Denmark, we went for an exhibition with Alan Giduka. He's an artist also. And we did classes with those guys. And they're also, in fact, they're coming next week. They've got another group of about 18 artists from the same college in Punjab. They come in February and they come in November. Anything else? I don't know anything else. Unless somebody now asks a question. Or how I paint. So basically, I have another sketch. I always have sketches. I have boxes there full of sketches. And these sketches, nikitembea huko nje, I go to a club, I go to a restaurant, I go to the park, to the church. Naona mwingine pia sasa anachora nyingi za church. Anachora tu watu. And from my sketches, I come and create a composition. So from this sketches and I create composition, and what I do was I put a dark background on the canvas. Either I put a purple, I put blue, dark brown, and then I sketch. And then when I paint, I only paint where the light falls. So come on, that from there, the whole of it is purple, and you can still see it where the shadows are. Half of the face of the baby, the gongo of the baba, the dark side of the tree. So it's basically putting paint where I think we necessary. Sikujala to canvas yote na rangi. Kujala to mwana nafikiria the place putting the painting will be enhanced. It's like half a painting. But in the beginning, Kianza nilikuwa na paint everything. It was like I wanted to be like Michelangelo. Okay. And then now, recently we're going to find a unique collage. But this is one of my recent works. Collage and this small face is this is a baby face. For the babies, I'm calling them baby face. Now, when a woman has headaches, it's right on headache. A woman with headaches. So those are new ones. The charcoal pieces came about from the 2007 violence time. That time I think I was I had come back just from America, on a residency program in America. Kuingia hivi hiyo December vitu zikalipuka. And hata sikujua hata kuna parties, the name of the parties ilikuwa I don't know. It kept me maneno. I even had to move. I used to sleep in the car sana. Nakana guy town. That time niko naishi huko Juki, sasa guitar. Haikuwa mbaya sana huko, but my landlord just advised me ni kurudi late ndio kwa mbaya, so nilishinda sana Saudi in the town. Boy, Saudi I was got bored to do my father's house. So you can town mpaka silisha. So the charcoal pieces actually I'm calling them Siasa mbaya na shambaya. And it was a very good excuse for me to work like Michelangelo, so because I'm wondering why should I do this. And the reason why I was able is because it just showed the rollers. And the paper I got at that time paid this idea. The paper works very well with charcoal. You can crumple it, you can work with it flat too, and working with layers. And then also the same series, I do it in Mabati. So I got some Mabati from houses that went down. As a cut those shapes. So it's the same series but in recycled Mabati from houses. And squeeze it, mkudu kiungua, wanaleta. Nataka Mabati. So that time we got an exchange, lakini sahi wanakata pesa. So we buy Mabati, dye in a fire, and then we bring it back as an art piece. Yeah.
I'm curious to know what differences that you noticed in the way that you paint and the way that people from other countries paint, particularly maybe the UK or if non-African countries, because obviously I think we fit in the contemporary African art genre. So I think what I'm trying to ask is, what differences do you notice in that?
I think basically what I notice more is that how similar we are, all of us. Lifestyle artists everywhere you go is almost the same. They're almost the same. Everybody's struggling. Everybody's trying to produce work. If you stay them in the studio, it's the same problems you have. How to make a composition, which material to use. But I find in the developing countries, people use very expensive materials to create artwork. When they want it to become very perfect. I suppose, like in Holland, I find you use almost anything. There are people there who work with a picture that can be dyed. Takes wall paint, paints with it, and then it starts to flake, and then it tells you, it's okay. It comes out, and then you ask them if you sell it, what happens? It's up to the guy who's buying it to preserve it. I've already finished with it. In Denmark, we met a guy we saw a painting of a guy who died in the 70s, and he had painted the work to meet 7 extra times. He sold 7 times, and each time he used to go to page and meet again. He knocks the door, I just come to see my painting, and then I go around and when he finishes, he signs it again. So it's got 7 signatures on the painting. And some people used to, he spoiled it, and then they sell it. And then after a year again, he follows it. And so no, that corner was a bit too dark. And then he puts more color on it. So that's what I found is some of the guys that don't care to preserve it. They just want to produce the work. I met another Nigerian, he lives in America, and he works with blackboard chalk, on big pieces. And then before he finishes, it starts to smudge, and then he sells them like that. And he tells me again, it's not my problem, that's not my problem. We have finished the work. This morning somebody has asked me how to frame it. He's doing a piece in paper, how do you frame it? You don't think about that, you just produce. And then, in the exhibition we think about how to present it now. Because if you think like that, my teacher at Polytechnic, I did graphic design at Polytechnic. And my teacher, it's called Morris Kienzo. He told me, we just designed it. We were designing a poster of a rally car. And I tried to draw grass using paint. He told me, no, the grass is spoiled. If it's not working, just go out there, bring grass and put it there. I'll give you extra marks for that. And then I asked him, what about when it's being printed in mass production? Don't think. That's not your problem. You produce, let the printer think of that solution. Because if you limit yourself again, you will not do what you thought was the best. You're thinking of the other technique. Somebody else is in that college doing print technology. He's the one who should come up with that solution. And the example he gave me is perfume in a newspaper magazine. In the magazine, so you get perfume done. They just remove the ink and then they put the perfume dish there. And they print. The perfume prints on the paper. So you don't really find it. Don't limit yourself to, because it's Arabica, sit up and make fun and then you see it.
Another question?
Yeah. So now that you've mentioned about signing your name on this, there's this notion of us guys usually have as artists that once you sign a piece, you shouldn't touch it again. Yeah, like already there's an artist who comes with this. And what else? There's mara big hiyo ni moja. And then the other thing we usually discuss is there's also for artists. And the other day we were having a sort of an argument like some of us already think they have a style, they want to go in that particular direction. And me, I was like, I told these guys, it's okay to have that, to pursue that direction, but don't limit yourself. You don't want to practice other things because you say you have a style, you want people to identify you along that line. So me, I'm like, you are limiting yourself just try any other thing. You never know. That thing you try strange might be a masterpiece or whatever. So I'd like to have your opinion on that.
For me, signing work, it's basically become a stamp. It's like back at the same way in working because so signing, someone just put a stamp that to show that it was my work. Some people don't sign because people know their work already. I know if you see Michelangelo, you can do that before, Sylvia. Even his sketches you can see. But basically signing is just to say that at this point, I felt I had finished working on the piece. At this point, maybe I've traveled naenda kwa ofisi ya mtu nakuta painting yangu hapo alafu naona a whole area sikumaliza kupaint. Unasikia wow, shit. Nikaangalia, but the guy anakwambia that's the best part ya painting. But I signed it because at that moment I felt nilikuwa nimemaliza. It's just in that new environment kaona shit. Unatoka hapo haraka. Even fingers, vitu kama vidole, sometimes don't finish ama kuna extra vidole kwa paint.
Wengine utaka kutambua kama utaiba.
Na wewe hapo hajaiona kama for style, there's two reasons why watu kuwa na style here. Sometimes this one is selling. So the kwama hapo mtu anakwama because inalipa bills. Unajua landlord tunamwambia nini muuza piece, yeye anataka kuona pesa, hataki kuona bills. Sometimes somebody kwamas on that thing because this is and then also by doing that they limit themselves. Not to limit, become I am a contemporary African artist. So maisha yake yote nataka zifanye. And there's 10,000 hours to work on when you start. 10,000 hours, you never know how you end up. I have students working there's a student of mine called Eva. She wanted to become a fine artist, kabisa. And she was in Brookhouse. So she was going to Kent Institute of Fine Art to become an artist. So classes zake ilikuwa kuchora, human figure, everything. Because the dad told her, you make it to Kent, I'll pay. She ended up in Kent. The first year she came back holiday with homework, we did with her. The third year, she's doing fashion, something in fashion. Fourth year she comes back and I discovered textile design. Not fashion design, textile, just the material, what makes that material. And then she went to Malaysia for her master's. So now she's an expert in textile design. Ask her what happened to being an artist. I discovered this passion is much more. So you want to now, there are jobs you can do for survival, and then you need experiments also to work on other pieces. Sometimes I work on ink, sketches, there. Things like that, because even my sketches, I never used to take them serious. But people started coming and I saw some sketches of yours. Can you give me like a set? So you go your box and some of them are torn. And I told her, these ones, just frame them. And when you frame them, they become pieces kabisa. And in their own right. It's not even the painting that went, become their own. And then also, it's having that courage to decide, let me do an experiment. You might end up being broken or but maybe later on it can become something good. It's having that courage. And then you're like on WhatsApp, you're saying on WhatsApp, people on WhatsApp and Messenger, on using my social media, Instagram, who show a lot of work. There are many new artists out, but you only see them there. You don't see them in exhibitions. You won't even attend that painting up. And people want to me at an email, please get advice on this piece. When you want to screen to my computer, many other screen, pixels are very few. I cannot advise him to na PC yake kwa internet. Alert go. Because maybe camera yake ilikuwa mbaya kabisa. ama PC ilikuwa noma lakini kama
si ndio mambo ya kupiga picha ni knowledge skill nyingine.
No, it's easy najua, it's another guy, it's another.
Nimeona.
Simuona kwa wawili hapa.
Si ndio nimecheki hata si hatuwezi ingilia hiyo. Si ndio
wawili na hiyo ndo kazi yao.
Ni noma hivyo. Focus.
No, it's a painting, it's done in it's done in this material.
Si uongo, ya job ni ngumu sana.
I don't see it.
Mr. Bwana, you baada kupiga picha.
We used to walk the paintings across town. And there are people today who are I used to see unatoka kwa big mpaka huko museum na painting kwa highway. Unasema wewe mwenda si. Ukifika museum they look at your piece unaambia no. Toa. Umechoka, you carried it all the way. Come on, this one can't enter the shop. I can't. Unajaribu kucheza askari toa mtu hapa. Yeah, and then you are thrown out. And that's what for me I'm feeling that thing is lacking in the this idea of artists pushing their work. Sioni, I'm not seeing it. So many places at the French culture. The French Culture Center, we went a sitter. The sitter go very calm. She looks at your work. She doesn't care who you are. Out. Don't talk. Because maybe the frame was just like this. I want to go to this exhibition because my rent is due next month. Out. Look at that frame. Angali paintings here. And those things made us think, hey, next show. The stretch has to be nice. Stretch icon nzuri. Painting icon nzuri. I mean, none is that. None.
Yeah, there's a very burning issue. That is pricing. I remember a fortnight ago, there's a guy who had a painting worth 3 million, 3.5, Jumpfest, KCC. Then others are selling theirs at 200,000, others at 40, others at 85,000. So what is the rationale that people are using, or I can use, to gauge myself in terms of price? Because pricing is really becoming an issue and a thorn.
It's always been an issue. When we started out pricing to put in your studio, it's like how much is a piece worth in your studio outside there? They say 90% of the price is controlled by somebody else. Whoever. But if you talk to in your studio, you can't do anything about that. It's like you buy a phone. Mwanamtu hapa na simu nyingine na 50k. You buy it kwa duka like this, you go out there kuuza it, utauza 50k. Uza mtu 20, 30. But pale naye bado ni 50k. It is a very personal thing on the pricing. And early on I learned not to advise people pricing. Because sometimes this guy thinks this piece is fantastic, man. It's enormous, and the words, the hours I put in, I need to get 6-7 million. And then somebody else will come and ask me, hey, please come here, Win Chapman, come here. Nothing new about it. Ukiwacha kwa studio because it's 10 million shillings. Fanya ikuja itoboe tu shimu ndogo. How much is it worth that? Grand Kenya, the lady who is in charge of Grand Kenya, she said it's just a dust collected focus. Where should you find it? It's the only thing in a collect dust is doing something about painting or trophies. So I hear the dust collected. Kipongsa nyumba uponguze trophy utakuja kuna kila kitu. Kipongsa paint utakuja kuna vumbi yote. So in terms of pricing, I could say logic, but we are being just realistic. A student kimaliza university, like the college I was in America, students who are finishing to kabisa, they can sell between $600 to $1,500. Only students who are not known, but in dollars. And then in Kenya, you find a very experienced artist, maximum minus an end new, $600. Now the work is there's more experience in the guy in America. So it is a matter of being realistic. Even clients we know, they will take you like, do you think I'm stupid or something like that? Because we went to ilikuwa Malindi, we did a workshop there. This guy did a 2-meter piece canvas. Akauza 3,000 bob. 3,000. Nakumbuka kijana. Ile ilikuwa Makanga. Malindi Gede nini. Aliuza 3,000 bob. First day exhibition tunaiweka. And then kamuuliza why? Yes, I use a painting zaidi ya 300. Nani alinunua? The person bought in Amado Tanzania. Alinunua haraka hivi. It was a painting of monkeys pale Gede Museum. There are monkeys there. So he did a very nice painting. Karibu the whole workshop ilikuwa that painting. Then I just, how much do you think your canvas will cost? Canvas here 2 meters, kama say 1,200 bucks. The paint, okay, another 1,000 bucks. And then the time you've taken to do the painting here. How many hours and how much do you want to be paid per hour? Nikamwambia ukipiga mahesabu inaingia. Lakini na pesa. He was very happy, he had the money. Next day he came na watoto wake wawili kuona the exhibition. Because he had never sold a painting that much. It was just mechanical. But no, there is logic in the sense that how much did you put in the material and the hours, working hours. Do you want to be paid 1 shilling per hour, or do you want to be paid 1,000 per hour? And then you look, maybe how much is a doctor paid per hour? How much is the doctor? How much? 4,000 per hour. So, na yeye anaponya mtu saa zingine anaponya. So yake ni life and death. Life and death. So you should be mtu anatoka over reasonable. And then how long? Group exhibitions are the best one. Unaona kama hii inakuja museum, peleka pieces huko uone. And then you go for the opening. Ipe hiyo 500, sema nitakunywa hiyo bia yote mzima yote ni level so. Lakini look at the pieces. And look at which piece is next to yours. That's how we learn. Unapeleka piece unafikiri wewe umefanya the best piece in the world. Unafika hapo, unarudi. But you know next time, utaona next time wataniona. Neno utaandika kibarua unarudi na painting unafanya painting yako yote ile pia bora. So that's another way to educate. So pricing is very personal. And then of course there's recently come in the last 3 years. Some Chinese walikuwa wanakuja wananunua pieces pesa nyingi sana. Nakuja tu kwa studio anasema give 2 million for this. But the next day I'll not sign contract na kuchukua hiyo shamba yako. Nakuwa 2 million mwendo kalewa nusu yake shamba huko nje next time. Na hiyo sign contract na government side. So there are people also who affect the market by wanakuja they close your eyes once. If you price again too high, for museum somebody had a painting for 200,000 and the show ended. Okay, talk when you are going to play a studio, somebody asks, I want that one. How much is it? Kuna 200,000 na ipo enda pale. This person can't car for 50,000. 50,000. Jamaa kamuuliza, what do you mean? I said it was 200,000. Now it's 50,000. You think I'm stupid? No. Yeah, I think. And now it feels like you're trying to show them that they don't know they're stupid. So it should be very reasonable and constant price. You start very high, and then 2 years later you're not selling any piece because you're too much high. And then another you go down again. Again, people say you're not serious.
I introduced myself. I said I really don't know what I'm doing in this art world. Because you know why? I've met like 4 artists not from our studio, from other studios in Nairobi, and then somebody comes and say, style yako ni gani? Unajua? Seriously, I know nothing about style because mimi, if I wake up in the morning, I take my medicine, of course, and then I get an idea, you know. I only paint what I feel like I want to paint. I'm not bothered about style or what. Of course, I have Madondo on my table for people who know my space at the studio. Madondos, the small paintings for tourists, you know, and the other big ones. So, what is this about style? Why must I have a style too? Okay, how will it affect me in future? Must
Mkono
I follow
yako.
some?
No, okay. You should also remember things like impressionism, cubism. These things came later, and the people who call those names were not even artists. The historians needed to classify people. This guy teaches history, and he once put things like that. This is Nyao era painting. This is independent painting. Those guys are not artists who do that, and they are historians. It's because they want to teach this thing in a systematic way. They start giving people names, so they place you in a category. Art Nouveau is very new. Here I discovered it the other day. I've seen people doing it, I think now it's called Art Nouveau. Nouveau means new, but now it's also. It's when you're becoming an artist, you're deciding to become an artist, you're working every day. There's no shortcut. I found a shortcut to this. And by working every day, you start falling into a pattern. Your hands start going into a pattern. And that's what people now call it style. Now even me when I started out, I came from graphic design. It was me to print this and that. But when I was painting, you paint like a Renaissance. Oh, Renaissance. No, what is Renaissance? Oh. But you just feel like one person. When you're working towards your 10,000 hours. It's 10,000 hours. There's no shortcut. Shortcut. It's 10,000 hours to become an artist. 10,000 hours. So you continue to work. One day, people will look back.
Okay, Patrick, I've been painting for 3 years. This is my 3rd year since 2012.
For how many hours a day? 3, 4 hours a day, 2 hours a day.
Maybe 5.
10,000 hours, not it.
But this thing you're calling pattern, this pattern, will I ever achieve it? Because I don't see it. Nobody sees it in the work. So
the answer is 10,000 hours.
So maybe one.
Just what?
Uniqueness.
Even me, people are telling me, you do this. I'm just painting. No, you fall under this guy. And that person is not an artist. A professor in history. You take it in too, you continue working the way you work. There are people who think my work is still the same, come and give the answer. Even me, I look through, I go like, wow, things have changed. When I was in Mombasa, it was to be Michelangelo is the best artist in the world. And then you come, you discover, you don't finish a painting, you discover it's even as good as the one that is finished. The way I paint is the background being seen. I didn't plan for that. It's called laziness. I'm in the studio, Sylvia was doing a show, I made a piece. I forgot, at that time I think we did the workshop, Ingrid video. She was doing video. So I was editing for 3 weeks, and then Sylvia tells me, the show is tomorrow morning, here's your painting. So we running on the canvas, and then next day I forgot to come early to finish it. We took it that way. I mean, this is fantastic! 3 o'clock he calls me, I've sold it. The show is opening 6. Do you have another one? Come for another one. So 2 paintings in one exhibition in 2 days. I didn't plan for that. So if people, they are experts. If you do a painting, there's always an expert about your painting. There's always an expert about it.
Like,
the main thing is to take the positive, the ones you can work with. The rest, well, we can talk about. Even hair, some of my paintings, there's no hair. And somebody was telling me, this is very political. This is very political. These women don't have hair. But people read closely to your work. You take the group you work. Like doing the mantra. Then again, I didn't know I was doing mantra. I was showing people with mantra. It's just people saying, oh, yeah, mantra. That will now again to business. Now I use it as a business. a crypto-native business, a business angle. So again, if you're an artist, it's not only Kuchora, it's not only in the studio.
Business.
It's also there's the business angle here. If musicians use it, if Mumboga anatumia huko nje, artists anasema mimi si lazima. That's fake kabisa. Mimi naana mpaka saa 7. Na mistake watu wanasumbua pale. In the business world, iko 9 to 5. 9 to 5. So how can you make your lifestyle ingie kwa hiyo 9 to 5? Kama utaka kuamka saa 1 saa 12, sawa. But make sure usinis nini. Somewhere in between where there is also business happening. Like village market. They give you the key. Find a shop. You find artists anaingia saa 2, 5 wamefunga wameenda. Because I know that's the business hours ya village market. Village market wakipa key, they know what to jipanga. Village market iko na wageni wengi between 6 na 9 usiku. There are more visitors who are idle or to relax. Kushinda during the day. So unafunga 5 na ndio sasa watu wanakuja kutembea. Every time I've done a show, I said after 7 p.m. Today was on time. Sunday, kuna group nyingine wengine wako inasumbua watu. Wanaumia sana. But una accommodate because one number mmoja anatoka huko. So you need to be have an angle ya business na angle ya nini na art. Unatumia art na business angle. Una create an image watu wanaanza kusema nani huyo ni nani huyo.
Na tena panye.
Kama kwa bila viatu watu kufikiria ndio kufanya vitu hivyo. Viatu inasumbua sana mchana. Inasumbua sana. Lakini watu wengine tena huitumia ni sijali pia. I was in the workshop in London, not an art workshop, but a business class. And then I had to rush across the streets. Nikaenda bila viatu nikarudi. Kwenda huko na jamaa anambia, you know, people put on shoes. You know. What do you do? So for the wakuja badala tafuta wapi ile hati sana. That's another way to create a work. Sure, you've seen my invoices. You know, you've seen my invoice. It's got a watermark. It's a lady called Nyakiara. I did a painting of hers, so I printed it to come out my watermark in black and white. She's Noor Kamsa. I discovered that invoice came up with these big companies. The director signed it a Rakasan to get the money. Because when I just got in an invoice, I go on. Kuna kama tuko nyumba. Inapitisha inasainiwa. It's another way here. I did a project in Nairobi Hospital, and one of the directors kumbuka boka leo tutane kuna ile invoice bado. Because they saw the watermark. So things like that. Sometimes you need to have your angle, your business. Graphic school teaches that. When you're working with the graphics client anakuambia nataka hii so lazima ufuate. Alafu kitaka kuichange unamconvince ni yeye alianza hiyo story. So you find out they still need to use it.
Alafu tena panye mimi nilikuwa nasema unaona kama hii my exhibition kwa artist wengine hiyo aishibishi unacheki. Yaani si ati nasema maanisha upande wa ganji lakini upande wa kutoa unaona production unaji-express rate ya kubwa sana kuliko rate wanaunda hizo exhibition unaona. Sasa nilikuwa nasema kama kuna vile unaweza leta watu kama wa textbook wa magazine, hata tunaweza fungua magazine yetu ya art ambapo wase wanaweza kuona kama works na ma story unaona, kila piece iko na story yake. Sasa hiyo unaona hiyo design yani ya kufungua yani
as an artist unaona vile unawa just what you should work with. Hata wale mahoko unaona town kwa barabara wanaanza tu na kitu kimoja, anaiuza anakimbia huko anachukua kwa wholesale na kuja nauza. But baadaye you have to sit down and have a plan. So because I'm just selling 111, it's not satisfying.
Hata si kuuza message ifike unaona kuna yani ile message fulani so wanachukua hata kwa nyumba wa setano wanaona wanabaya
unani hayo sasa hapa hivi na pale kuna watu wengi hivyo anauza clips, very nice clips. 100 bob. Ukikataa tena jioni ikifika zile adabu naomba atoa 250 bob.
Juu
Unachukua unaikula bila kumthink. Unaelewa? Unaichukua bila kumthink. But yeye mwenyewe pia you should come now and think. My life is just producing and nobody seeing it. Sindio? I'm just producing, nobody seeing it. There's a good guy up on Kinyamati Street. Tumena pocket. Very nice pocket.
Airudishi, unacheki?
That guy does very good portraits. Chris Kurubi alienda hapa kamuona. Akamuona, umenichora vizuri sana. Chris akamwambia how much? And Chris Kurubi is a businessman. A businessman. Anakwambia, how much? 40,000. 40,000? No. Mimi nitakupa 10,000. The guy yuko na njaa. Anaichukua. Ukifanya hivyo mwaka nenda mwaka rudi. Year in, year out. Year in, year out. Nobody will know you exist. Nobody will know you exist.
If I can add on to Wajana sema kabla ngojea. Wajana use a very good word, plan. Mwaka inaisha, sasa tuko October. You get into your studio from January 1st to December 31st. Hauna plan. Wewe kuja kupaint, unangoja mtu akaba buy. But you should know how many paintings do you make in a month? How many paintings do you make in a year? Uko na portfolio, umeshaenda kuona Asita, umeshaenda kuongea na Sylvia, I want to do a show in your space. Does Danda know you exist? Does Carol Liz know you exist? And hiyo ndio plan. Hakuna mtu atakuja kukudiscover kama umejificha hapa kwa dada.
Hiyo nimeelewa.
Kama sasa yangu. Hiyo hapo hizo message ndo pass. The best way kufanya ni sasa uko na a body of work and a big show. Usitegemee show zile zinafanyika na watu wengine wako accommodate because everybody who organizes their own show hakuna agenda yake. Unajua hivyo, everybody kuna agenda yake. If na mimi nikiorganize show, nitakuwa na agenda yangu hapo. Niliongea na curator mwingine kutoka Finland. Na nikamuuliza why squeezy doing too many installations, too many videos. Ananiambia it's very simple. Installation pieces be very easy. Bring the artist, peleke kwa website, peleke kwa second hand shooting, atachukua vitu aunde hapo. Show ikiisha mnazitupa zote, mnatupa.
Kenya nimeona hao watu wa Kenya, unasikia hao watu wetu, wazazi wetu, umati ya Kenya haipokei, nikaa tuseme kitu. Tunataka kuambia hizo bako zao za ufala, manjaro zao, unaona? Si lazima abaye. Hata kibaye ni fala. Ndio mchongo. Yaani tunaona sio ya ngoja yani.
So yanafanya. So you pass your message very sharply. Watu kama so zinakaa kama katuni. Lakini yeye ufanya exhibition ya pieces katano juu kabisa. Juzi alifanya pia pieces ndogo collage ndogo,
hata tukifanya nini
mpaka polisi wakuja kuzitoa. Yeah, it's what is your plan?
Chake inaenda na kupangia plan.
What is your plan to this? Wewe uko na plan gani hapo?
Mimi hapa plan ya kuwaonyesha venye wanakaa,
and then kushaanza hiyo plan
kuonyesha Kenya mzima, yani venye wanakaa waonekane.
Ukishafanya hivyo
kama watabaya ama watabaya, mimi sina
so uko na timeline ni by when are you planning to do this? So see at
itakuwa done tu.
The whole year in the studio na ufanye kitu.
Si studio hata ni studio.
Nasema no. Mkiwa na plan. Mimi niko na students walikuwa ISK. Na kijana mmoja alikuwa kaniambia tu straight. Within the next 3 years utafanya show.
Juu unatakia artist atakuwa wa studio.
Aliniambia within the next 3 years I'll do a show. By now he's an artist. Aliniambia 3 years.
Lakini sawa.
So you can't live every day tu unafanya tukimende. No. Kuna hiyo plan.
Hii true story. Watu waache kungoja Manjano na ISK na museum kesho. Because I know a lot of people hizo ndio project au ufanya the whole year.
My youth man tu wote wanakaa unapape.
Yeah, inakuwa Manjano, ISK na museum. Hakuna kitu kingine unataka kufanya. Na uko na point very valid but hauta achieve hiyo na Manjano. Because Manjano tunafaa space inatosha na hivi kila artist apeleke kazi moja. Na hata hiyo moja nikipeleka labda haitahappen.
Hata vile inaenda. Ikiruka imeruka sasa unasema sasa ngoja wapi tena. So mkiwa na hiyo plan. Na hiyo plan ni si kila mtu anaweza ifanya, lakini ni lazima mtu afikirie. Tuli kule mamboga hapo sasa hizi muulize. Hiyo kioski yako unataka ikuwe kubwa aje? Atapotea list ya kila kitu sahihi hiyo. Nataka mbao ngapi ziongezwe hapa? Tandarua size gani? Na kesho nini market na this amount. Lakini ukiuliza most artists what do you need to go to the next level? Utakwambia how many canvases, how many meters of canvases do you need? So my dad aliniambia, so how much do you need? Do you need katara job bila nini? How much do you need kufanya kuwa artist? Nikaenda nikapiga hesabu ikafika 1000 bob, nikaona naweza jump. Nikapiga 2500. Ile siku alikuja, sasa ako ready, mimi nimezuba hapo. Akaanza how much, ulisema una need how much mimi? Nikakuwa hesabu zangu nikasema 2000. Na ni 2000 alilipa. Tulikuwa tunafanya hizo mahesabu. Ule mambo anakaa pale every day, anafanya hizo mahesabu every day, ni maisha yake every day. She lives and I thought this is the next level then. Bana artist says for him. I think this is what I need for the next. How much money do I need? How many meters? That's what I do, how many meters for the show. Ukienda French yako we need 18 paintings. Unakuja una calculate how many meters you need for a certain size, 18. You know exactly your budget. Akikwambia in 3 months. But many artists are on you. Anaishi tu because of akiuza piece na sawa muone akwa business model kuna tano ba suti so kwenda kwa mwingine huko anaitwa na jina lingine Abdalla vipi Abdalla nakuja hivyo kuna watu sio na hadi sinaweza kuja ingia huko hiyo kwa member huko akiuza akikawanya bila kuuza wanaanza kumwombea naomba akuje. So you need to baadaye kuchange maisha unaikuwa na plan.
He's the Rasta man, he makes no plan.
Mabati installation. The mabati installation is actually just like a flat sculpture. Tuna nini hapa? Karolizi. So the idea is what do you do na hiyo mabati yote iko ile rasta and everybody working on Mabati, everybody working in metal, Mabati was always waiting because he waited. Apart from Harrison here anatumia reference, and his work is very different because of that. So right up here, why should I also be in 3D4 and everybody is doing it? This competition is very hard. Kina Ngongro tuna ma elephant, tuna ma giraffe,
Large scale.
Yeah. And they're very cheap, ndio mtu alianzisha kabisa. Your committee exactly is clear. So for me, why should I go into a crowd and market like that? So the idea of working flat is just something to me. And we are recycling. Because the one that is burnt is the best. Because it's got different layers and others and are cheap. And then colors also. And the goodness also when you put it on a wall, you come back after 3 months it changes them. And the sun in the Igongo it changes. When it's damp in the change. And also it's very easy to carry. I discovered the other day you can just roll it in. Come on, like just like a painting. There's somebody who bought it. And with their studio around 60 euros. I saw this Mabati piece. And he rolled to even went to this in the plane. So it's an advantage to come out of that again.
I'm sure you do Mabati.
No, for the human figures Mama in Mabati not yet. It's part of the plan. It's part of the plan, you see. Sasa leo tunauza maziwa, kesho tunaanza kuuza mala, alafu kesho tunauza flavor hizo yogurt. Yogurt ni mala tu imewekwa flavor. So it's part of the plan. Since the diet. You don't want to push anything before. It's like being a child star. Very young, a superstar, and then after 22, unaanza kufanya next.
I have just a small question for you. I was just wondering, how do you manage to get a balance between art and life and everything else?
Art and life.
Yeah, still be any. How do you manage? How do you manage your creativity?
Nini, the truth is, it's not easy to balance being an artist and living like everybody else. Like my banker Usema, look at your account, iko tu fine. Inaanza juu, inaenda chini. Inaenda chini, inaisha kabisa. Inaenda chini, inaenda chini. Sasa nikupa loan, tunajua kai inaenda chini sasa hizo inaenda chini. Ukileta LPO, unaweza kufikia. It's basically living within your means. Kama leo kuna tao, twende hivyo. Kama kuna tao, kuna tendo, tunapesa hapo chini. You know? It's also not pushing yourself beyond zile vitu. There are things we don't need sometimes. Na ni simu ndio, lakini naweza nunua simu ya 1,000. Sasa ngine naweza nunua ya 50,000. Sasa nilipo rent, tena nunua ya 1,000. Ngine naweza kuja kazi ndio. But see, it's not easy. You cannot have both lives yet. Social life iko sawa. It's very hard. The hours you spend in art inafanya unaanza kudisappear other things. So I tell you fellowship na artist. Unaanza kushinda na artist zote. So you head a French. You know what's happening in French. Go to institute, go down. And your friends wanajua nini happen clubhouse na keyboard. And then you end up unaanza kuseparate. Joe unajaribu nini to get your 10,000 hours. And kama mtu anaanza art size na mwambia weka everything down. Because once you make it, nobody can take it away from you. Club inaweza fungwa, pesa inaweza isha. Taska hiko. Ngoja utaikunya siku moja. Lakini art, once you make it in art, nobody can take it away. Don't go to work. Hata utolewe kwa refugee in another country, you can still do it there. Kuna watu si work with the prisoners hapa remand in community. Very good artists who come down. No, it's not a political. Doesn't mean that being in prison, you can't do it. You can see, those are things that you're going to do forever. Just putting priorities right. I used to have neighbors in South Big. Kuna moja sasa anauza mahindi hapa. Kenko Musiku. Anauzia mtu mwingine si yake hata. And this guy, the parents were very rich. Lakini when I used to walk to the museum ananiambia wewe utakufa. Tuende kanipende. Sasa hizo vitu zote yeye anajua. Some of them are going to drug dealer. Really drug dealer space. Not a person, not a person. So it's just having your priorities right, but it's very hard to have. Kwanza family is very hard by the way. Family tuko na watoto 3, utauza painting. Kuna ile Sylvia Kuona Trust ya nini ya Carol's in. Wako umepeleka wapi? Nenda kwa bucha unamuonesha naona nimepeleka inspect hizo bado. Nipe nyama. Ndio after 1 month asichauzo. Hapo maana nakuta mtu anaishi South Villa lakini anashukiaga hapa tao. Anazunguka na afike kwa nyumba asionane na bucha tena. Kuingia nini rent kwanza kulipa. Rent is the hardest thing kwanza. Kuingia kwa dirisha. Make sure uko na dirisha moja umefungua nyumba. Kama uko na arrears, hiyo dirisha iko hivi. Wakifunga mbele unaingia ndani. Ukilala utakuwa fresh asubuhi kupaint tena. At least hata auctioneers wachukua kitanda. Sasa waacha kitanda. Wakichukua everything in the house wanaacha kitanda, wana sufuria na stove. Ndio upike, ulale, utafute pesa. Wakichukua everything away.
So I was saying, I went to Safaricom house and I saw your painting on third floor, very big. Java, same case. In fact, now Java is opening nationwide. How are you able to make such connections? What can you advise someone who is interested?
For Safaricom and also Java, it's just again having your work ethics, being in the studio when people expect you to be in the studio, finishing work on time here. For Safaricom, I think it was through Sean. Yeah, the wife of Michael Joseph. She walked around to look at people how they work in studio spaces. And then also the trick there was the telephone number. The thing was noticed that the telephone number actually played a part. If you're in Airtel in that time, or Twingo up with one. All of course, Safaricom recently it was just happening in the studio. Somebody had a show at Safaricom Center. Akachelewa kwenda kuchukua hizo pieces. They were not calling him. Hapana, he called him. Juu ukipiga simu from there to Airtel utaulizwa unapigia nani. So they were calling to the Safaricom number, ule mtu anajua huyo. Mwambie akuje achukue pesa zake zimechelewa. So hiyo Sean went around and requested for ideas. And like me, I was given theme Nairobi. I know people were given different themes. And then she said, I'm coming on a particular day to collect sketches. So we were ready. Again, Java, there was a delay from another artist. And then they called me in the morning. Can you make it to the office? I said, oh yeah. Come in 1 hour. And I went. And I just couldn't painting. Got out and then because the road, nikakimbia huko mbio. Nikaona naambia fungua. And then you explain yourself. And then when they asked about pricing, because it will cost between this and this. And the guy said, oh, so you have an idea of how much price according to the size of it. So he was happy that I could say that. Because I'll come with another artist, there is another story in a rave, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So for them I took sketches, and Java demand for each painting 3 sketches. 3. So kind of 3 paintings in 9 sketches. Come on, 1 painting in 3 sketches. 9 sketches in a bag, this is the best. Oh no, Thomas, very simple. And then if I try to repeat a sketch on a notice, then I say, so every time you're producing sketches, it's just having your work ethics here on time. We took our invoices. Invoices and then to deliver on time. Because there is a company in the other, and they say we gave an artist PCA the pale computer. He was even paid half. It's easy. You send somebody to the studio, after they pick a halfway, but the guy is just like, I'm not in the mood. In business world, I was like, yo. Not at a business world. Somebody's private house, and I come here, that a painting up by Christmas. Come off Kisha, kasika sana. Yeah, akienda kununua nguo anaenda kununua nguo anaivasa hiyo. Haindi hata kushonesha nguo anasema siku fulani. Ikikataa anaenda kwa another fundi. It's simple as that. It's just being kujipanga tu sababu ni ngumu kidogo, lakini unajipanga unasema Monday ni Tuesday ni jana nimeshinda hapa nifanye calculations zingine. My head was overheated. Lakini if you want to live and eat, lazima ufanye, lazima uconform.
On these issues of sketches, like you'll have a job for Java, then somebody else goes and visits Java and says, hey, I've seen a painting in Java, I want the exact painting. Yet you had made an agreement with the Java guy that this painting should not be replicated anywhere else. No. So how do you go about it? Immediately from the sketch point, because somebody will tell you, okay, my idea is this, these are the sketches, then he or she has got the right to keep the sketches.
I think it's easy, for me now it's easy kukataza mtu. In the beginning ilikuwa mtu anasema we started painting, there used to be an artist who used to share a studio now, and he used to repeat paintings. Moja, somebody bought a piece, akaenda kutoa mtu mwingine pia amenunua kama hiyo. Akakuja nipe refund yangu. Hauna pesa tena. Anyone ananiambia nataka exact piece, I don't. Namwambia tu. Siwezi fanya piece ya mtu mwingine. Hata mimi mwenyewe kuirudia ni ngumu. Kumbuki hiyo mundi ilikuwaje, hiyo kala ilitokea aje. Sasa ile hiyo kala huwezi pata. Some of these colors kutumia ni brush ilikuwa tu chafu. Ndio tu. Ama light ilikuwa ile nyingine ya nini. Kale ka round na kale ka refu. So ina change vitu. But unawaambia tu no. What I will do, nipe your idea, I create sketches, and then we work from that. From graphic design, wakati kwa graphic design, client anaweza kuja kupisha. So I learned from graphic design, chukua sketch tatu. Kupeleka moja, anakwambia can you do another. Kupeleka mbili, tatu inamconfuse kabisa. So namwambia what to go further, angalia kitu sketch. Atampa 3-4 days. I can mix the characters up for some sketch. And I end up more confused and I'm not funny too. That's how I work with that. But to repeat another work, I don't. Jalipa rent kwa kila saa.
I think we'll take one last burning question.
Can I ask about your relationship with girls?
Girls.
The way I see your work, and there's this whole notion you are African art supposed to look like this, supposed to have patterns.
Nimesema usijiweke kwa category.
Yeah, I'm asking when you started, what was it?
No.
With your relationship?
I think Galano talking where there was a big one saying, but when I started out, Galano talking for everything. Nasikia show imefanyika New York, organized by Galano Talk. Hilton, this hotel is in Galano Talk. When I went there, I was told no. So, the lady told me, you paint like proportional people. We don't want this. And in Galata, they used to do it in a very public place. In Wednesday, advertised out on a more later pieces. Una punctual line, what kwa hot. Mabeba ta. Fika mbele. Baliwa za chukua unatoka kusimama. Fanya hivi. Kuzo mbele ya kila mtu. Toka. Toka. Watu walikuwa wanaondoka na ngoga. But when I was leaving Ikizi Park, she told me, no, just okay. There's a show coming up, put that on there. But she had refused my work. I said, we were taking some guy called Morris to the second floor, the next floor to come back. If you do like this, Mama atachukua pesa zako. So alikuwa ndio to change it. And some people change. But the piece I left hapo, she sold tena pesa mingi sana. Mimi nilimwambia, bila alikuwa amegomeza nikamwambia bei kubwa anaweza nifukuze. 10,000. His school boy was very big. 10,000. They say on a walk. But she sold it after a month. She calls, sema piece yako ile where are you? In fact, you got a big award from it and sold it 70,000. Then I got 40,000 extra for as a prize. And then nikajambia, if she didn't like my work but she could sell it, then niendelee tu na. That's why nakwambia tu huwa online saa zote. Mtu anakuambia kitu kibaya sana, ni kamera ndio ilikuwa mbaya. Ndio unasema wao Mr. Artist. Watu walidisi hiyo piece yangu akia Mungu. Basi ujitoa nje watu waione hivi na mkono. Somebody might see something. There are collectors who come and anaingia kwa studio, umeweka vitu ready labda anaenda kwa kona. Hizi ni nini? Mungu anaanza kuziangalia serious. These are things you are ashamed about. Na beba hizo. Au somebody akuja ndani class, simu mwambia kuja sketches, si kuja na piece noma. Ndio marafu. I can read your head better that way. Hizo marafu, hizo madidling zingine. Paka some people wanaona kwa very embarrassed. Fungua page, kumbe ilikuwa hapo. Bado unaona hapo. You see ideas zake hapo. Nakwambia I used to give time. So, sijeke kwa box.
Okay, know that from the look of things you are an already established artist, like in Kome make it. Okay, so now apart from the Dust Depot, is there any other programs ama mali pengine hapo nje that we set aside kusaidia the upcoming?
I'm starting to work with people, see ati nilikuwa nimeiplan. It's because when I came from Poly, I convinced my dad kwamba sitaki maneno. Ati nito Elijah Ogira. Aliambia wewe kuja, nitumwa wapi? Ilikuwa Kenyatta BMW used to have a big showroom out. So we used to see paintings out. So I went there. The salesman akaniambia enda museum ongea na programmers. Enda museum. Fiko huko nikakutoa amefunga for the month. So there was a one artist anawaka hapo nje anaitwa Elijah Ogira. Kwa na chomba pao. Ndio alianza kuni encourage pia. Nilipatia ka 20 bob ya Githero. Kule sasa huko choro na and you can see it in there. Mtu anatoka kule unaona hiyo anga. Mtu anatoka shule unaona akona hii thirst ya kupaint lakini hana mahali pa kupaint. Na ana do kabisa. No money. Hizo fukuza mtu kama. Kuna kutoka Machakos. Haika kutoka Machakos. Hakuna mtu Nairobi. Kija akachukua nyumba pale ghetto. Akuja sio mtu kama yule mtafukuza kweli. End of the month anakuwa ndio rent yake. So mimi na sasa hizo zikuza mtu kama unamsaidia tu. It's just that I don't want to create kitu kingine kama kainjio. Nikiingia hiyo maneno, paperwork itanisumbua kubaya. Na mimi sipendi months. Nitakuchora. Hata hizo meeting nakwambia napeleka sketches. Unafeel tu ishi haraka. In future, I don't know, you never know. Things can happen. Maybe you told me I never in future. Already Kuona is there helping out this people. So basically, I'm studying kama ati tunakuja tuna sign. One of the reasons the talk go down is that they were saying all the students wanakuja should sign up, and these hours don't work. Na akitoka nje yake from working with people like that, it doesn't. Hakuna time go off. This time naweza itwa police station, mtu ameshikwa. Ametoka studio na ameshikwa police station. Sasa hiyo na akona mapaint kila kitu, polisi wanataka no. Unaenda huko kumtetea. Hapo unaambiwa, sasa unataka nini hapa? Unaweza ingizwa ndani tu. Wengine hospitali tushakuwa na mtu alikuwa koma. Tulishinda leo siku nzima tukitafuta hospitali, kumbe yeye ameenda na koma. Sisi tunapray iko sawa. Asubuhi tukimfikisha kwa Tangata huko, this guy is in a coma. Yeye yuko alive. Sasa sisi tunajaribu kumpatia maziwa, tunajaribu kumwamsha. Mwingine mama anakuja anasema, mtoto wangu amekuwa mwizi. Tunajaribu kumbadilisha. Nani si ati watu kwa pekee. There's a guy alikuwa adopted by white parents. Ameiba kila kitu kwa nyuma anauza. Kila kitu. Anajua kuchora. So mzaa nimepeleka SK amefukuzwa, peleka Brookhouse alishika wasichana akafukuzwa. Anajua kuchora. Sina mwanzo kwa report. Na trick ni encourage, si kufanya ikwe dawa. If you make something feel like medicine, inakuwa mbaya. Hata maji nigombea leo kunywe vikombe 3 kila saa, itashinda. Itatest vibaya, sababu maji sio test. So na watu na yeye kama that boy anajua football sana, anapenda ball. Anajua the next 3 months games itachezwa, which channel itaonyesha saa ngapi na atakunywa na nani wakiwatch. Anajua kila kitu, amepanga yote. Huyo si mtu mjinga, huyo ni very clever. Mtu anajua paka ni pizza watu wanalipa how much kama pesa. This is juice of vitu. Anakwambia in pounds na convert into shillings sasa hiyo. Kuna akili. Kuna mtu kuna akili. So you just game indication sababu saa 10 kuja saa 9. Saa 9 na mzuri akona excuse kutoka home. Alafu namwambia ukichoka na yeye unamwambia wewe game kani kwanza atoke. Lakini akitoka unamwambia aenda na hii mfanyie ka home. Yeye enda club na sketchbook. Yeye anafika huko anamwambia sketchbook. Hakuja very smart physical. Kwa unajisikia. So that boy he changed because every time he was going to watch the game akamwambia bwana kuja na bag. Demo na press kwa shule bwana. So siku moja alikaa kwa studio very late. Kamsema bwana wewe ni game. Maringo. Dada kuonyesha watu. Kumbe walimfukuza job. Kadisema wasoma. Ama 3-year-old mimi mwamini Saudi alikuja kuna. Huyu mtoto anataka kuja saa 3 asubuhi. Na ukiangalia mtoto anaona tu sasa useme kazi. Badilika. Kangoja zile mama anazua nikamuuliza na mwana kwani sada ni kuna cartoon kwa TV. Na nani wote wanaanza kuja. Ndio okay. Kuna timetable. The timetable ni ndogo kwa sisi ni ndogo lakini kwa ni big. Na shule watu mwenye watch Bugs Bunny ama Smart Boy. Watch. So unaona sana. Ndio mambo ufanye kitu kingine. No, mimi nimesema. No. Hata nikienda kwa nyumba, if I go to somebody's house, na mtoto ana mood, sitachana. Natoka. Tajaribu kucheza na kidogo 20 minutes na hii na vitu mzazi leo huyu ana mood na me free. I don't charge. Tunataka I becomes part of the day. It can cost a lot, but lakini unaona inafanya mtu anakuwa. Ulikuwa na question tu?
Aliuliza half what I wanted to ask. 9 10 artists wakifika level umefika, hiyo kitu amesema umemake it, au get inaccessible na wana shut down the rest of the world. Wewe maybe umeanza half, mbona umefungua space yako una deal na vichwa mbaya kina bebeto.
Hayo kweli kichwa mbaya. Yeah, so tunaona artists wengi wakishaanza ku feel that they are making money, they are doing pieces, wanasahau where they came from. Leo mtu anasahau alianza pia, anaanza kuwa naona yeye sasa amefika, sio kufika sasa mtu anambia kitu, but basically all of us to inspire from each other na pia where we stay. Kama wewe unakula githeri na kuinspire, unaweza kupeleka mahali kwa chapati usikisi brain kichomba ndio chapati imetashinda. That's why I say learn yourself here. What time do you get inspired? What time do you get inspired? Is it midnight? Is it 8 in the morning? Is it 3 in the morning? In the afternoon? Vitu kama hizo. And now for me, working with the other artists, new artists, kids, colors, they remind me of colors. Zile colors nilisahau kutumia. Anatumia. Oh, I can work with this color, I can work with that. So you're always refreshing yourself. Ni kama fisherman usema hakuna fundi wa bahari. So painting pia na hata hakuna fundi. Kuna mtu ni expert. You always need inspiration from other places, other sources. Again, your mwalimu is called Mr. Kionzo. Ni husband ya Lydia Garafu. Alimwambia if you buy a magazine na unakuja kufanya project now, pitia hiyo magazine speedy sana. Fungua tu page, don't read any caption, nothing. Pita tu. Angalia the images, because in our industry we work more with images. We don't want to read about it kwanza. And then you put it away. You buy an art book, angalia wiki. After a week ndo wendo usome. You will notice afterwards that what you saw inspired something. Na unaweza angalia wapi unasema this one came actually from that idea. But you did not read what that idea umetoka na yako will happen to idea. It's like kuna paintings zilifanya a series of works, and it was mainly religious, like people praying, people kneeling down, people raising hands. When later on one of the students from Brooklyn was studying me, and she's the one who actually touched that this is a very religious time, what was happening. So when I look back, it's the same year my mom died up when she was sick for 2 years in hospital. Everything was in the painting. If you notice, the colors were there. The prayers, people coming for prayers in the morning, in the evening sometimes. So being with people like that, you need a fellowship. One day you'll go to art heaven. Sometimes you go to park. Biggie Smalls. Very good.
So I think one more hand for Patrick. And also thank you for attending. Without you guys, this would not have happened. So it's nice to have such a free house.
Drawing more.
That's nice.
Tamu sindio?
Kidili just now?
Meza mate.